The highway stretches endlessly, a ribbon of asphalt unwinding across the desolate landscape, a place where isolation can be as vast and unforgiving as the sky above. Dawn was breaking, painting the sky in hues of bruised purple and angry orange, a stark contrast to the grim reality that unfolded. It was in this liminal space, at the cusp of a new day but still shrouded in the deep indigo of night, that an anonymous figure appeared. A Jane Doe struck down in the cold indifference of the early morning, her life cut short, her identity a ghost, a whisper lost on the wind. 5 years prior, in a different state, a different life had vanished into the ether, a missing woman whose face had begun to fade from memory, replaced by a hollow ache in the hearts of those who loved her. This is the story of Nelda Hardwick, and the relentless pursuit of truth that followed her disappearance. A journey that unearthed more questions than answers, a puzzle whose final piece remains tragically elusive. Nelda Hardwick was a woman of the American South, a daughter, a sister, a friend. The details of her life, as is often the case with those who vanish without a trace, are regrettably scarce in the public record, but her very absence in the narrative speaks volumes. Those who loved her likely remember a woman of warmth, a woman with hopes and dreams, a woman whose absence left a void that time could not fill. Her life, like so many others, was undoubtedly woven with threads of joy and struggle, triumph and heartbreak. But it was abruptly, cruelly, interrupted, leaving behind a tapestry of unanswered questions. We can only imagine the vibrant spirit that Nelda possessed, the laughter she shared, the plans she made, the quiet moments of contentment that were stolen from her. Was she a meticulous planner or a spontaneous soul? Did she have a passion for gardening, a love for old movies, or a secret talent for baking the perfect pecan pie? These intimate details, so crucial to understanding a person, are now buried with her, or perhaps still linger in the memories of a select few. Meanwhile, in the hearts of Nelda Hardwick's family, hope, though diminished by the relentless march of time, still flickered. The passage of years can either erode the memories of those lost, softening their edges into a vague melancholy, or it can harden the resolve to uncover the truth, forging a determination that burns brighter with each passing anniversary. Years of agonizing silence, punctuated by the phantom echoes of her voice and the ghost of her touch, had given way to a renewed sense of purpose. The family, clinging to the faintest possibility, a fragile tendril of belief, heard the news of the unidentified Jane Doe. A tremor of recognition, a spark of conviction that this nameless woman might indeed be their beloved Nelda, took root. Could this nameless woman, found on that lonely stretch of highway, be Nelda? The thought, a potent cocktail of hope and dread, took root and blossomed into an unwavering determination that would propel them forward. The family knew they needed to act. The news was a cruel twist of fate, presenting a potential answer that was also shrouded in mystery. They contacted the authorities, their voices strained but firm, and began to pursue the matter with an unwavering resolve born of years of desperate searching. Driven by grief that had never truly abated and the desperate need for closure, a yearning to finally lay Nelda to rest, they requested that the Jane Doe's remains be exhumed. They wanted to definitively identify her, to bring an end to Nelda's long-missing case, to finally know the fate of the woman they loved. They needed to know if the body of the Jane Doe was Nelda Hardwick. The question hung heavy in the air, a burden they could no longer bear in silence. The exhumation was a solemn and deeply emotional process. The grave, a patch of earth that had become a focal point of their agonizing hope, was opened under a sky that seemed to mirror their somber mood. As the casket was lifted from the earth, the air was thick with anticipation and the palpable weight of collective grief. The identity of the person inside would, one way or another, bring the story to a close, offering a resolution, however painful. However, the ensuing discovery was a devastating blow, but also a deepening of the mystery, an unexpected detour into an even darker labyrinth. As the coroner, with practiced hands and a solemn demeanor, began to examine the remains, they were struck with a profound and unexpected realization. The Jane Doe was not Nelda. The skeletal structure, the subtle nuances of the bone density, the overall physical attributes, all pointed unequivocally to a male. The grave held no answers to the family's hopes, but instead presented a new, heart-wrenching question. Who was this man, and why was he buried as a Jane Doe, a nameless victim in this desolate landscape? The dream of closure, so close it felt tangible, was shattered like fragile glass. It was replaced by a new wave of grief and profound confusion, a sense of disorientation in a narrative that had already been so agonizingly complex. Hope, once rekindled with such ferocity, was once again extinguished, leaving behind the cold ashes of disappointment. They had faced a series of unanswered questions for years, navigating a landscape of uncertainty, and were now forced to confront a fresh mystery, one that seemed to mock their efforts. It was a devastating reality, a cruel cosmic joke, but it did not dim their resolve entirely. They still fought to find Nelda, their determination fueled by both the enduring love they held for her and the desperate, unyielding need for resolution, for an end to the agonizing limbo. The disappearance of Nelda Hardwick remains an open wound, a scar on the fabric of the community and a constant source of pain for her loved ones. The case lingers in the archives, a stark reminder of the unresolved grief, the silent questions that echo in the quiet hours, and the enduring pain of her loved ones. What could have happened to her? The details, the crucial pieces of information, have been frustratingly scarce, like trying to grasp smoke. Did she simply disappear, perhaps seeking a new beginning, or was she a victim of foul play, her life cruelly extinguished by another? The absence of concrete evidence allows the imagination to wander down dark and terrifying paths. The case of Nelda Hardwick and the nameless man in the shallow grave is a poignant illustration of the human spirit's resilience in the face of unimaginable adversity. The family's unrelenting quest for truth, even in the face of unimaginable heartbreak and a deepening of the mystery, is a testament to the enduring bonds of love and loyalty. The exhumation, intended to bring solace and a definitive answer, instead exposed a new layer of mystery, compounding the tragedy and forcing the family to reevaluate their assumptions, their suspicions, and their search. It is a story where closure may never arrive, and the answers, perhaps, are lost forever to the unforgiving sands of time and the silent secrets of the earth. The case of Nelda Hardwick serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the profound impact of unsolved mysteries. Her story is a haunting exploration of loss, the agonizing pain of uncertainty, and the vital importance of finding answers, not just for the victims, but for the living who are left behind to grapple with the void. It highlights the unwavering dedication of the family who never stopped looking, never relinquished hope, and continued to fight for justice, even when the odds seemed insurmountable. It reminds us of the immense human cost of unsolved mysteries and the enduring, indomitable power of love in the face of profound tragedy. The story of Nelda Hardwick is an unfinished symphony, a melody abruptly silenced before its crescendo. The opening chords of her life, like a beautiful and promising composition, were tragically cut short. The middle movements, her disappearance, were played out with dissonant, unresolved chords, leaving the listener in a state of anxious anticipation. The final movement, the potential closure that her family so desperately craved, has been tragically postponed, perhaps indefinitely. The mystery and the sorrow that accompanies it lingers like a persistent fog. The search, though seemingly stalled, does not truly end. It exists in the quiet determination of her loved ones, in the hope that one day, a piece of the puzzle will finally emerge from the shadows. Nelda's story serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, a profound reminder of the importance of memory and the enduring, tenacious power of hope, even in the face of the vast and terrifying unknown.